live here today, and we're going to get the slideshow up and going. I'm just going to make sure that everything is working on my end and I can see the slideshow where you are so that we can be in the same place at the same time. We start with about a 20-second delay here that shows us that you can, before your notification even comes that we're live. So with that, we'll get started. I want to talk to you tonight. We're going to be sharing a little bit about just the process of starting sharing, and where the idea for this class came from is somebody had asked me to share our oil testimony with their member group. And so when I did that, I thought, oh, it's been a while since I've shared it here at the Well-Oiled Home Hangout. When we started Young Living 7.5 years ago, we were on a very tight income. We had 14 kids at home, 2 in college. My husband was a pastor. We actually had 2 mortgages for a good chunk of time. And the only way that I could really afford Young Living is by taking some of my orders before, this is back even before I got on Essential Rewards. And I would place an order and have a couple of people order with me, just by sharing a catalog with them, so that the difference between my price and their price helped cover my cost. And as I began to learn more about sharing about what the income possibility could be with Young Living, I wasn't doing it in a very smart way. So 1, I want to share with you the smarter way, hopefully, to do this. And 2, I want to just consider the possibility here that sharing what you love about Young Living is a great opportunity to help others fall in love with these products and fall in love with just so much more. The purpose and the abundance of Young Living is beyond anything I've ever experienced outside of it. Okay, so this is our income disclosure. It's available at youngliving.com/IDS. Pretty much that's just the easiest link. I'll put that link in the comments. As you start to look at this, one of the things I love about this is that you can see most people just love Young Living, love the product, and that's amazing. The fact that you would order this product no matter what, because whether you make a dime or not, I'm the same boat. I literally do not want to live a life without the products of Young Living. That's also what convicts me so much in sharing about it. I know that when I started with Young Living, I wasn't too sure that any of these numbers made sense to me or was possible. Actually, when I started with Young Living, I didn't know you could make an income. I knew that you used somebody else's code as a referral link, but more than that was more than I understood at the time. How about you? Did you know that Young Living was a network marketing? And in fact, you can get paid to play. So if you're wondering about how to navigate the income potential, but you're not sure if this is for you, this might be a great video to watch. If you're looking for something that can generate income, whether you are on the go, like I am a busy mom, I do a lot of carpooling, I do a lot of soccer bleachers, I do a lot of sitting, or you work full time, and maybe you'd be working around that, just sharing with people that are at your work that they want Thieves hand sanitizer. You can work in your pajamas while you're stuck at home. This class is for you. If you're curious, or you're ready to go, or you just want a little refresher, you belong here. And this class is just for your information. What you do with that information, that's the beautiful part of Young Living, because you're never required to buy or sell anything. But if you love your product, you love your oils, it's just part of what we do is to share them and want to put them on other people, right? And being a product of the product is important in a product-driven business, and that's what Young Living is. If you love something, it's natural to talk about it. Just like you tell your friends about the best pair of jeans, your favorite movie, the restaurant you love, or the subscription box that you already get, this is the same. Everything is a referral, and you trust your friends, and they trust you. Your excitement about the product and what it does will be contagious. As I was sharing a little bit earlier in this other testimony to this other group, when I started in Young Living, every single win I had, I shared with my friends. Whether it was the peace and calming, helping me get through an hour with my overactive boys, or that deep relief, making moving a little bit easier, or maybe somebody sleeping through the night, or that Sharpie coming off the wall. Whatever it was, I shared it, and other people became interested. Just like when I would recommend my favorite restaurant, my friends wanted to know more about oils, just like they wanted to know what I chose off the menu or what dessert I had. The neat thing is they wanted to go through me. So where did I start? I just shared what was working. That's it. You don't have to start with like a party or a gimmick or anything else. Talk about what you're using in social media or in person. You can drop a message below. What wild product was your first win that you just had to tell your friends about? I know for Julie, it was her deep relief. And I know that for Brian, it was the magical combination for his back of Peppermint Valor, Copaiba, and Aroma Seas. Those just really made a life-changing difference for him. And so when you've got these wins, when you're loving your product and you're a product of the product, well, sharing is caring. And often the little worry of, I don't sell things can come up. I don't know how to sell. I can't sell. But sell doesn't have to be a scary four-letter word, I promise. I will tell you, yes, I do sell products, but I never have to sell anyone. Stick with me. When I share my experiences about the product and I'm offering them the ability to get the same products directly from the company at my price, and I'm sharing these positive experiences I'm having with essential oils or nitro or lavender lotion or the Thieves everything, that's enough to get people started. If you're talking about them and you're pulling them out of your bag and you're using them in front of people, you're already a walking, talking billboard. You don't have to try to sell somebody on it. You don't have to try as you use the products. You're just gaining testimonials about them. And if you don't have a testimonial for something, somebody else does. Tell these testimonials in a way that feels good to you. And again, there are multiple ways to share and multiple ways to grow. It can be as little as a hobby and maybe cover your oils or a little bit more, or it can be full time. Again, 100% up to you. You share what you know, and if you don't know something, it's okay to say that because Young Living has 600 products. So if you don't know something, grab an essential oil desk or pocket reference or an integrative medical guide from Discover LSP, and you can find an easy answer. Direct sales and MLMs are not a pyramid scheme. A lot of times people think about that. And I think what actually, I don't know, maybe not understanding what MLMs were, or that they had this negative connotation, did help me when I got started with Young Living, because what I knew as I learned is that we were as far from a pyramid scheme as it could be. A pyramid scheme in my brain is something where somebody on the top makes all the money and the people on the bottom do all the work. And that isn't necessarily the truth. In fact, you can outrank me. I've outranked people above me. All of these things are okay. And you get paid for the amount of work you do and the amount of people that you are touching every month. That's not a pyramid scheme. As I grow with this business, I realize more and more how amazing the MLM structure is, and it makes complete sense why so many companies are going this way. The thing that I love about Young Living, aside from the structure, is that there's plenty of room for everyone to be successful, not just those on the top. And in fact, people are always like, oh, you have to get on the ground floor. Well, I got in to a company, 18 years into their 25-year history, and I'm still very successful. So that isn't true either. Studies have shown that you are 5 times more likely to earn $100,000 in network marketing than with a traditional job. And again, you can go back to that income disclosure we started tonight's video with. On top of that, if you're a female watching this video, you are more likely to be a $100,000 earner in a network marketing business than you are in any other career. So take that for a little bit of information. And that fun fact about like 80% of Young Living members using the product that don't take advantage of the comp plan, that's because we're this product-driven company. And that says a lot about our retention rate. We don't jump into wild for the money. We truly have the best products on the planet, and sharing them and taking advantage of the comp plan is a beautiful benefit, but as always, it's never required. All right, got a little passionate there, had to take a little drink of water. So the motivation here comes to find what is your motivation. My why in this business was to be able to afford more products for my family in a way that I couldn't do without Young Living. So as I started, it was to be able to get on Essential Rewards, to be able to cover things like Ninja or Brain Power, and I've got some pretty amazing testimonials about those. But it has grown into so much more, and part of that was to be able to be able to provide things for my family, to be able to live life together. And as I've gone on, my motivation has grown more and more, whether it's covering your Young Living monthly payment every month, or it's the possibility of some extra income, or even getting to that time freedom place. Why you choose to do the business is completely up to you. Some people work it as a hobby, some people work it part-time, and some people go all in and see what happens. After you discover your motivation, fear likes to creep in. I like to call fear the enemy. Guess who wins? Whatever you feed. You decide to feed motivation or the enemy. But if something's holding you back, or you're afraid of something, or something that you might think will hold you back from succeeding, those fears, they aren't worth it. Feed your motivation. You have a community of motivators cheering you on, and we're here to help all the way along the way. I love that part. The people that we are with, the product we have, the travel we get to do, those are all what I call perks of the job. Pretty much every single person doing this as a business, whether hobby or part-time or full-time, is on Essential Rewards because it just makes sense. When you enroll in Essential Rewards and you're doing your minimum order so that you're eligible for your bonuses or commissions, you're also going to get those Essential Reward points to get free products, which is going to give you more product and more testimonials. Plus, if you do the higher PV levels, you earn even more product. And those loyalty rewards as well, every 3, 6, 9, 12 months for that first year, and yearly after that, you get that product for just being on Essential Rewards. That's amazing. And as you get this product, you get to grow even more as a user of the product. You get to share those products. And there's travel. I don't know about you. When I first started with Young Living, I actually was pretty hesitant to travel. And I had a lot of kids at home. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned, or you've seen maybe some of those amazing things that I've gotten to experience with Young Living. I'll just start with when you hit silver, which is the 4th rank of the company, you get an all expense paid trip to Utah, to the farm, to learn about leadership, to learn about Young Living, the company. As you grow and you hit gold, right now the retreat for gold, you go to the farm up in Idaho, and you actually can have the experience there to experience 2 farms. And when you hit platinum, our retreat is in Ecuador at the farm, and you get to experience that. And every year at Diamond and Beyond, you get to go to another amazing farm and another amazing place and have these experiences. And in addition to that, Young Living offers different contests and rewards. Just for example of some of the ones I've won recently, Hawaii, that was amazing. I've never been to Hawaii. That was beautiful. An Alaskan cruise, again, gorgeous. A Mediterranean cruise, a Caribbean cruise. If that's not your interest, you can always choose to take me as your guest. I love it, and it's been one of the most amazing things I've ever done. In addition to that, I've traveled to meet our team in many, many states, and I've traveled to Uganda with the Young Living Foundation and gotten to be a part of experiencing that. So basically, I'm being blessed by a company just for sharing amazing products that I already love. And sometimes, I get to stay at home at my convenience too. So when my kids are playing ball, I can stay at home. When my daughter's expecting a baby, I can stay nearby. The perk is you work when you want to, and it's completely up to you. And take a look around. There are a ton of young people in the YL community that are ready to grow alongside you. So that's a pretty amazing feature too. We're the community of cheerleaders that will hold you to your motivation. We're the community of educators that will help you know how to use your product. And we're the community that will cheer you on in the business if you decide to do it. So if you've ever been on a retreat or gotten a trip or a reward, whether it's the double up, level up, the Dream 1000 oils, or more, go ahead and tell us that in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Okay, next slide. One big insecurity and hesitation people have when it comes to deciding to pursue the business is that they feel like they don't know enough. And I want to tell you, we've all been there, I promise. One benefit is that you aren't supposed to know it all. If everyone waited until they knew it all in order to run this as a business, there would be no distributors. That's the truth. Instead, it's a journey. We use resources in print and online. We have great groups like this one and the usage group. We have uplines and crosslines and all the things to ask all the questions and help us empower ourselves. One of the things I love to focus on is teaching people how to empower themselves and make good decisions for their family. And how do you find good resources? Where do you look for these things? So that's a part of their journey. You don't have to wait until you know enough. Just use your oils and share. And the answers will come. And it's more fun to find the answers alongside of friends. And in fact, as I've got some friends watching right now, one of the really amazing things is when your friends can find those things and help empower you. And it's actually this great a symbiotic relationship where, somebody that I've helped get started in oils will now call me and say, did you know this? And I'll be like, no, that's so cool. So that's exciting. A lot of people worry that their friends and families don't have the money. I want to put this out there to you. Don't put your thoughts or budget on anyone else because it's all about the value. Be a product of the product. Learn about the quality and help people understand the Young Living difference. Between transfer buying, essential rewards, promotions, and more, Young Living is the absolute best way to get so many household products on any budget. It's absolutely one of those things, and a lot of times you might judge somebody else for where they spend their money. They might be judging you for the same thing. So it's our job to help educate them to why we make the choices we make. All right. Next slide. What level of commitment do I have to give? Well, that's the best part. You get to decide. No one's asking for you to dedicate your firstborn or make a major life-changing sacrifice. There's no pressure. Getting started is easier than you think. You are your own boss. That part can actually be sometimes bad. But you are the one that controls your schedule. So as little or as much time as you want to put into this, it is up to you. And when you look at that income disclosure we started with, if you want $100,000 a year, but you want to work it like a hobby, you have to take a step back. You wouldn't tell a doctor they can make a doctor's salary just by signing up and showing up 8 years later. That would take work. But the work gets to look however you want. So you have a discussion, and with your enroller, with me, with leaders in your upline, about how much time you wish to give and what the expectations are of the commission you desire. It is very, very doable that in the next, 3 to 6 months, you could literally decide to start today and be making an extra $500 a month, maybe $2,000 a month or beyond. That's going to be up to you and up to your choices of what you want to put the work into. All right, so how do you get your feet wet? First things first, start sharing. Share about an oil you love and why. Tell people on social media without talking about selling the oils. Just talk about what you love or include it in your lifestyle. If every single day that's what you're doing, include that with it. Enroll in Essential Rewards and make that minimum 100 PV order. This qualifies you for any bonuses or commissions from when people enroll under you. Remember to go at your own pace, learn about the oils in the business as you go. There are more training videos in here, and then if the next step is we have a business group we can get you into, and we support you every turn. How wet are your feet? Ready to jump in? Let's talk about how we get paid. In the beginning, the compensation plan can seem a little confusing and overwhelming, but I come to realize that it's there because there's so many ways to get paid. This class isn't going to go into our compensation explanations. We have another class for that, but rather an overview of all the ways you can get paid. Early on, just remember you get at least $50 for each person who signs up with one of the premium starter kits. That's where I began, and then you learn the comp plan by printing it out. It's in your virtual office and breaking down some boxes. Some of the things you want to know is that you get enroller-specific bonuses, things like the Fast Start bonus, which is 25% of your enrollments, what they spend in their first 3 months. You get a premium starter kit bonus. That's part of that $50 I talked about, those two combined. You get an essential rewards bonus, and here's why. When you get those bonuses for helping somebody get started in Young Living or grow in Young Living, those things are for the purpose of what you're doing to help them. The amount of time you spend up front, those bonuses up front are for the purpose of getting people connected, getting them a reference tool, getting them maybe samples of something they need, taking that extra time to make sure they know how to use their oils in their starter kit. Those are all included in that. You can also earn for things like retail earnings, like I did in the beginning, commissions, and as you grow, there will be bonuses and other things that you're able to add on. Right now, one of the things you have maybe seen me talking a little bit about in the last 2 months is the new bonus called Silver Round Bonus. This is a one-time cash bonus when you hit a rank in a certain period of time. I'm actually going to put a link in the comments below about how you get the Silver Round Bonus because many of you are already eligible for some of these things as we speak. When you hit star within their time bonus, and that's a $50 bonus. When you hit senior star, the second rank within the time limit is a $250 bonus. When you hit executive, it's a $500 bonus. And when you hit silver, if you do these in a timely manner that's set out for you in the comments section below, you get $1,500 and you can qualify for that extra $2,300, and that's on top of those commission and enroller bonuses you get. There's just a lot of ways to get paid. That's why it's a separate call, but it's a really important thing. This quote here just really resonates with me because if you understood residual income, you'd walk through a brick wall to get it. Okay, so we're going to recap here with some questions, and I'll just start first with this little recap, and if you have a question, feel free to type it in the chat box below. Again, this isn't a comp plan review. That's a separate call. This is just to open the door a bit for you to see how easy it is to take advantage of the beautiful compensation plan that Young Living offers. It truly is one of the best in the MLM industry. And I love the fact that the money from a purchase goes back into the hands of those who are helping bring that product to you. Money doesn't have to go in some marketing or billboard place or a CEO's pocket. It goes back to the people who are sharing, the ones who are holding classes and teaching and supporting you on this journey. I love knowing that each product I purchase helps support the small businesses of moms and dads trying to do the best for their family. All right, so that is, if you have questions, we'll drop them in the comment chat below. If not, thanks so much for hanging out tonight and learning the basics of how you can utilize the compensation plan. I literally put get paid to play because it's like a little peek behind the curtains. And I do love, I wouldn't call it necessarily always play. I do work, but I love what I do and I love sharing and I love educating. And there are people of all places. If you think you can't do this because you don't like public speaking, well, that was me. If you think you can't do this because you're too busy, that was me too. Like, there's lots of things that you can let stand in their way, but I want you to consider dreaming a little bit about this, making a small plan. And when we started with Young Living, and I was, doing a little bit in the morning, doing a little bit at my lunchtime, and doing a little bit at night after the little kids went to bed, that was a reality that if I just did a little bit at a time, it grew and grew. So you get to help create that future for you. So review these slides, print out the comp plan flyer from your virtual office, and check out the sway in the comments, and we will be here to help you along the way. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Oopsies.